Hey everybody, welcome back to Lemon Branch DIY. What we're going to work on today is replacing the lawnmower blade. A lot of people will just keep going and going and going, and then their blade wears down and not sure what to do once it gets dull, and then they just keep trying to mow the lawn and it just doesn't have as good a result. So we're going to show you how simple it is and easy it is to replace the lawnmower blade. So there's a couple things that I'll show you that you need. I always get like a 2x4, and I'll show you what that's for in a second. You need a socket set with a 9/16 size, if it's this particular Honda brand. And then you can use a screwdriver or a chisel. I'll show you what I'm gonna use that for here in a minute. But as far as the replacement blades, it's really easy to find these. You can pick them up on Amazon, and I'll leave a link for some aftermarket ones. If you want the Honda genuine parts, just kind of look for the Honda genuine parts. Now, this is pretty easy to find because they're down at Home Depot. So you can pick up down at Home Depot. They have a lot of different sizes. You just have to pay attention to, before you go down to purchase anything, just take a picture of the lawnmower to get the model. So like this one here is a Honda HRX 217. So I wanted to make sure that I found the exact blade that works on this particular mower. So it'll tell you, like this one right here says it's a 21-inch HRX micro cut for the HRX 217 only. If you're looking for it on Amazon, it's really easy. Just put in the model number and you'll be able to pull it up. But this is all that you basically need to replace the blade. So, and I recommend just getting a new one. They're not that expensive. Some of them are around 30. They're between 30 and 40 bucks. Trying to sharpen them, you can find people around town that will sharpen them for you, but sometimes it's not that much cheaper. But anyway, that's kind of about what it's going to cost, is around $40 at the most to get a replacement blade. So let me show you what I do when I turn the mower over. There's a couple things that I do when I start to work on a lawnmower. If you can do it while it's empty of gas, that's ideal. If it has some gas in it, it's all right, no big deal, but just pay attention where the air filter is. So this is the air filter here. You want to turn it and lay it on its side so that the air filter is on the upper side like this. That way, if you have any gas that leaks or whatever, it won't go into the air filter, won't ruin the air filter, that kind of stuff. So now we've got the bottom exposed, and I'll show you kind of the blade. So there's only two bolts that hold the blade on, and it's these guys right here. This one you don't need to worry about when you're replacing the blade. It's just these two right here. So we're going to take just a socket set. Like I said, it's a 9/16 inch socket. And the reason I say get a 2x4, you're going to want to kind of wedge it in here like this, because once we go to start loosening up these bolts, the blade's going to spin. And unless you can hold it up, you know, it's going to be a little bit hard. So I just let the 2x4, I just kind of wedge it in like that, make it easy on myself. So then I'm just going to come in here and pop these guys off. Might take a little bit of strength. These are not overly tightened. They shouldn't be too tight, so it shouldn't be too bad to pull them off. So once they're loose, then obviously we can just pull it off like this. But you can see how much easier it is when you have that 2x4 in the way. If not, the whole thing spins like that, and it makes it much more difficult to pull off. So just gonna set these off to the side. And then we'll pull it off. So one of the things to look at also, like when do you need a new blade? Obviously when it stops cutting the grass really good. But once you get the blade off, you'll be able to see this should have a nice smooth edge to it. This has lots of divots in it. So this has kind of been used for a long time. So that's why it's not cutting very good. So a new one will have a nice clean edge to it. So basically, before we put this on, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean up the bottom of the mower deck. So that's why I say just get a chisel or like a screwdriver or something. A lot of times you'll get a lot of this buildup when the grass is wet. You'll start getting some of this buildup around the sides. So I just take a chisel and just kind of pop that off and get the bottom of it clean. So that makes it so that the grass, it'll be able to mulch it up a little bit better, mow it up, clean it up. So I'm just going to kind of clean up some of the debris that collects underneath here. Like, you don't need to make it perfect, but just enough you can see how much this stuff just kind of gets caked in there. I like a chisel because it's a little bit bigger, more flat, like a little bit wider surface to kind of grab a hold of this stuff. Like I said, you don't have to make it perfect, but I'm just getting all the main chunks out of here. But I figure while it's open, let's just get it all cleaned out, make it cleaner, easier to do it now when we've got the mower on its side. All right, so now we're just gonna throw the new blade back on. Okay, one thing that you will know, with a Honda blade, one of the ways you know that it's a genuine Honda part is they actually have it stamped in the metal. So if you're worried about it being a genuine Honda part, you can just look for that little stamp. And also it should have one of these that show that it's a Honda genuine part. So putting this back on now is pretty simple. So in the package, they had it like this. You want to just kind of pay attention when you pull the blade off, just to make sure you put it back on the right side. So they kind of fit nice and tight together like that. There's some grooves that they just kind of lock into place. Then we're able to put this right back on the mower like that. And we'll get these back into place. Okay, so now we've got those just kind of hand tightened for a second. We're going to use this again, and when we go to start tightening these up, see how that spins? So I like to just throw a 2x4 in there. That'll stop the blade from spinning, and then you're able to get that a little bit tighter. All right. So that is basically all there is to it. We'll pop this back up on its side, clean out all this garbage, and then we'll give it a test. All right, pretty simple, easy fix. Appreciate you tuning in, and if you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.